Good morning. Super Bowl Sunday coming up in just a few days right here on Channel 3. So we're so happy to have Robin Darling back from CHI Memorial, because I'll raise my hand. It might be a junk food day at my house.
It is for most of us. So we're going to talk about how just to make a few better choices, because remember, it's progressing toward making better choices and not perfection. We don't expect everybody to eat healthy on that day.
So you can enjoy some things that might not be so good for you, but if you can add these other substitutes in, you're doing good.
Yeah, you just kind of balance it out.
The timing is opportune too, though, Robin, because we're in the midst of flu season. It's hitting a lot of states really hard.
Yes, flu season is a major issue. I mean, at work we're seeing it with the hospital. The schools around here are seeing it. So I would say the first thing is be very diligent about hand washing, and we always prefer soap and water over anything else. But it's not always convenient, especially if you're at a party. So I would say that every Super Bowl table needs to have some hand sanitizer.
Oh, that's a good idea.
To use it, keep it clean, wait till it dries before they go touching the food.
Okay, not to jump ahead of you, but if you're having, chips and dip or that kind of thing, even at home with your family, do you still want to put things on an individual plate?
I'm not a germaphobe, and I'm not one of those people that usually push toward that, but with the flu season being so prevalent this year, I think it would be a good idea. And you can also kind of make it fun. And for example, I've bought these little 4-ounce jars, and everybody can make their own dip in it. You just have several of the bowls out with a different layers, and they put what they want to on it, because my children would put the jalapenos and I never would.
Okay.
I know a lot of people that are not going for the avocado, but yet some other, yes. So you can layer their own, you can do it beforehand, just make a simple task, put the lid on it and you're good, or you can just let everybody do their own. This will also help with portion control.
Yeah,
because we think nothing else of dipping another spoon.
Right.
But the thought of going back and getting an entire another jar, it kind of puts it in your brain. Maybe I've already had a half a cup of dip.
Okay, I tell you what, since you're already on these cute little jars, we'll just jump around this morning. What have you put in them? Is it like a 7-layer dip in a way?
It is a 7-layer dip, and if you wanted to add roasted corn, which you could, it would make it an 8-layer dip. You'll be able to get the recipe through the CHI Memorial Facebook page. We'll send a link. But this is actually black beans with low sodium black beans, and you mix some cumin in when you heat it up, a little black pepper, and then you put that as the bottom layer. Then we have spinach instead of the lettuce.
Oh,
so it's just a dark green, that's all we're looking for. And then we have jalapenos, we have tomatoes, we have just avocado, so you don't get the guacamole dip with all that sodium in it. We've just got the avocados.
Okay.
Then we have onions and sour cream and just a little bit of salsa to top it off.
Great idea, and you could even make this ahead of time if you wanted to make game day even easier.
Exactly, you can make it ahead of time.
Okay, or if you like it that much, you can take it to lunch with you for a snack.
Exactly, which is what my children will be doing tomorrow with these. But
now, what is this you've brought?
Instead of doing wings, which a lot of people like wings, they're deep fried, they're also have a ton of sodium in them. We just use this simple recipe. Again, you'll be able to find it on the Facebook page. But what this is a grilled chicken. It's been marinated with some garlic, some ginger, some coconut milk, and brown sugar. So it kind of has a little bit of a sweet. And we grilled them instead of deep fried them. So obviously we've decreased the fat.
Right.
We've also have a peanut dip. That's what looks like the peanut butter, because a big base of it is peanut, but it's got low sodium soy, and it has peanut butter and garlic and again ginger. You add all this together, serve it warm is what I would do, and it just kind of gives it a different flavor. It does have a lot of flavor, although there's not a lot of salt in it.
Okay, so I'm going to be tacky.
That's all right.
I'm going to take my chicken off the skewer, at least a little bite of it, okay?
The other thing to think about is when you're doing skewers, again, we're talking about less risk of contamination, germ control, because they just grab the skewer and they're not reaching for prongs. Or you always have that one person at the party that'll go by and just pick up with their hands.
Right.
And I wouldn't do that this season.
Okay, so there's a little hint of flavor, but it's not overly marinated.
No, it's not overly. If you had marinated it longer, you would have it. That only marinated for about an hour in the refrigerator.
Okay.
So if you did a little bit longer, it would be a little bit more potent.
So there y'all can kind of see the consistency of that dip. So it's thick. You can tell that peanut butter's in there, holding it all together. Okay.
And if you wanted to offer a barbecue dip, you still could. You could go with low sodium barbecue. You can make your own. We've talked about that on here before. But it just gives a little different flavor. But
That's really good.
The difference between this And what you would buy if you were going to have wings is wings would have about 700 milligrams of sodium for a serving, and this only has 4, so we almost cut it in half.
Now, would that be true even if you were making your own? Like at my house, my husband bakes them. Would that be true?
No, it would not be true, but most of the sodium is going to come in the salt.
Okay.
So the fat would be decreased, but the sodium would still probably be as high.
Okay, so get your wings, and you use your
marinade had coconut milk, light coconut milk. It also had ginger, garlic, and soy sauce, low sodium soy sauce.
And then you put the low sodium soy sauce also in the dip.
Because you
That's
pour
really
the
good.
marinade off. So.
Okay, and then the chips are just simply to use
It's
for
got
your...
to go with this.
With
so
that.
the other option is if you want a healthier option, if you have cheese and fruit, to also do something more like a Triscuit, more of a whole wheat top cracker instead of just regular crackers.
Okay, she keeps mentioning the website. It's a great resource for you to go to. She's at CHI Memorial. Their Diabetes and Nutrition Center is full of so much information and resources to help you in an ongoing way. Memorial.org/diabetes. I hope your team wins.
So do I.
I do too. I hope mine wins. We're back after this. I'm not telling.